Good morning. It is Thursday the 18th. I hardly vlogged yesterday, and I'm still tired too, which is crazy. I was gonna tell you what happened yesterday, but I came home, and I had my dinner, and I watched Zoella's Vlogmas, and went to bed. And just got up. I went to bed probably at like 6 p.m. yesterday. It's almost 8 o'clock a.m. I woke up at 7. Mama was like, do you go on early today? And I was like, no. And she goes, oh, because you're up early. And I'm like, I didn't wake up at all yesterday after I lay down. So, I needed it though. I think it was Monday, I could feel it. I'm like, I'm going to go home and pass out. But I couldn't go home and pass out Monday because I had to edit the podcast. And then I couldn't go home and pass out Tuesday. I did take a nap Tuesday because Jill and I streamed Baldur's Gate. So I was like, I gotta do that. And so yesterday I was like, I can go home and pass out today. That's exactly what I did. Yesterday was, my boss has been working 6-day work weeks since August, July, somewhere in there, because our senior manager got promoted to being a store manager, which great for him. But we didn't have anybody to replace him, and everyone's like, you should have been a senior. And I was like, no. I go back and forth every time a promotion like that comes up at work. I go back and forth because I'm like, maybe I should. But my thing is even as a senior, I'm still not going to be making enough money to live alone. Like I cannot afford with a senior store manager's position to live in Southern California by myself. So, means I still am going to have to live at home like I have been. But with all the stress and commitment and everything to being a senior, like listen, I get the long hours, I get it, but this company that I work for really jerks around their upper management. And as an assistant, I still have the ability to say no and go home. You want to stay for 10 hours? Nope, I do not. Goodbye. You get 3 wild weeks from me, and you get 2 Sundays, because we're closed on Sundays. You get 2 Sundays a year. Does my boss like to try to get more Sundays? Yes. But literally after a couple years ago, I was like, no. I'm not working Sunday. And then they go, well, we can give you another day off. Okay, great. Nobody is ever, like, if I was home by myself on those days, sure. But my brother's always home. So I'm never home by myself. So I might as well stay home on Sunday where my parents are off if we want to do anything. Most of my friends are off if we want to do anything. Because like Casey, the company she works for, also off on Sundays. That's why we record the podcast on Sundays. But suffice to say, off topic. So we're finally getting a temporary senior manager after all the craziness is done, of course. So we got a couple of like, my boss gets Wednesdays off, poor thing. So he's gotten a few Wednesdays out of the 5 months, and he's gone on vacation. But I mean, 6 days for butts on end is so brutal for anybody. I don't know how he does it, and it really sucks that he has to. Like that's like the requirement of being a store manager is to sacrifice everything, and I'm like, no. I mean, my boss even made a comment when we were talking about senior positions and like offering them to people that he's like, well, you could but you'd have to give up like your convention weekends. So I was automatically like, no. And then he's like, in your concert requests. And I was like, no. So I would have to give up a lot of how I live my life now. I understand I probably wouldn't be able to, like, I mean, I'm about to come up, I've been with this company way too long, so I'm about to come up to 10 years, to which I will cry, and not happy tears, sad tears. But I'm about to hit 4 weeks of paid vacation a year, which, I mean, I guess if I was going to be a senior, I might as well be a senior that has 4 weeks of vacation, because that would be the only time I'd get left alone. But the only thing is I have even more restrictions as a senior. Again, we're getting off topic. This is not, but suffice to say, we're getting a temporary senior, so my boss had yesterday off, which he deserves it. He deserves, honestly, a vacation. So he had the day off. So I had the temporary senior who, like, yes, he's a senior, but even though he's consistently in our store every Wednesday, they don't transfer him right away. Temporary transfer. I don't know why. They should do that on Tuesday after he clocks out. Transfer him. Or early Monday morning when you get there. Or Wednesday morning when you get there. So he never has any power to do anything. So we, the assistants, have to do it all because we have numbers and all that. And so we had that going on. I had the front and seasonal. We were doing a lot of work. I was there at 6 a.m. We're doing a lot of work. And everything was going smooth. We moved whole aisles. We're condensing other aisles. We're trying to get Christmas as close to the front of the store as humanly possible so we can backfill the spring. But 9 o'clock. My boss comes in because he still has to write the schedule, and he's like, why is everybody in seasonal? Why is everybody in Christmas? Why is nobody in spring? Okay, well, sir, it's 9 a.m. I was trying to finish as much as humanly possible before the store opened, because you know what happens when our store opens and 20 people come in? They all go to Christmas. And what happens then? None of my associates, including me, can get into Christmas because there's too many people in there. Especially if Christmas is only 5 aisles. And we've got just customers pouring in by 9:30. So I hadn't moved anybody out of Christmas. We just opened. I literally just finished moving, or I moved an entire side, had the boys move the entire side from the very back to almost the very front. And we were working on doing the other wall of all of the ribbon, the Christmas ribbon. People are there for wrapping paper and Christmas ribbon. So trying to move all of that forward so they can shop in the front and we can work in peace in the back. Comes in, runs me over like a freight train, because then he's like, you and you are going to do this, you and you are going to do this, you and you are going to do this. And I was like, you're literally ruining my plan for the day. Also, the tasks you just pulled them all off of, they weren't done yet. They were almost done. So now he probably is going to walk in today and be like, why is everything halfway done? What do you mean, why is everything halfway done? You pulled everybody off of their tasks that I wanted them on. I'm sorry, my bracelet is so jingly. I love my boss, but he drives me insane. And then, like, this is the instance where I look at him and I go, you want me to be your senior? And you're going to run me over like this as an assistant? No. Because in my mind, if you want me to take the promotion, 1, you should tell me. But also 2, if you were like, well, you'd be really a good option for this promotion, I need you to start treating me like I'm going to be the next senior. Like, you got to trust me. And I tell him every time he's on his day off or on vacation, leave me a list of what you want. The more detailed is preferred. Because the second that I finish your list or get almost close, then it becomes my list. And we start doing what I want to do. And my boss and I have 2 different priorities. His priority is spring and getting it out of the warehouse, which I get. The B truck that has the rest of the spring, or has a lot of spring on it, it's almost a full truck, delayed until today. So we didn't have to worry about that yesterday. We didn't have to process. We didn't have to put it out. We just had to finish what we had. I, on the other hand, want to get Christmas crushed as far forward as humanly possible, because you can only do that when the store is closed. You can only fill and crush when the store is closed. Filling and crushing in Christmas in particular. All the other seasons we can fill and crush while the store's open. It's fine. Christmas in particular, especially because we're at the week before Christmas. Christmas is next Thursday. People are the crazy last minuters are starting to come in. So we're getting the, is this all you have? Yes. Are you getting any more? No. I saw this 2 days ago. It's probably gone. It's probably gone. So he wasn't here, came over, ran me over like a freight train, did the schedule, and then left. And then I get everybody going, well, I finished that. What do you want me to do? I don't know. Because Morgan came in and ruined my plans for the day. So, I don't know. My boss's name is Morgan, by the way. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know. So I kind of have to give them, and then literally as I was, well, I had to leave in the middle of the day, but as I was leaving, everything was like half finished. And Martha came in and she was like, why is everything halfway done? And I'm like, because Morgan put them on tasks and they didn't finish them. So about like almost at the end of my day, but halfway through the work day, one of my associates, she was bending down to put stuff in her locker and then stood up, and then another associate's locker was open, banged the top of her head right into the corner of the locker, and then hit the ground. So it's like, that could be a concussion. And she wanted to get medical attention, which is fine, but because she hit her head, I was like, can you get a ride to the urgent care? Because she wasn't feeling comfortable driving when I had asked her, and I wasn't comfortable with her driving with a possible concussion. I know it's only a couple of miles, but I'd really rather she didn't. And so she couldn't get a ride. I said, I'm gonna take her. So luckily, because it was a head injury, they took her in right away. We were there for like an hour. I think we were gone, from the store about an hour, but boss isn't there, right? Senior manager has maybe had to deal with this once, so we're all going, why? I didn't know she had to fill out like a packet of paperwork. I had to email my district manager on risk management. There were so many things, and she had to sign stuff, and there was a witness, so she had to sign stuff, and so it was a lot. And mind you, this was like half an hour before I was supposed to clock out and go home. So I'm really tired at this point, and my bangs hurt crazy this morning. But so I had that added stress on top of my boss running me over this morning with the plans. And so we're imagining that the associate is going to have to be out at least today. She does have to go back for a follow-up tomorrow. The doctor does not seem, she's like, I don't believe you have a concussion. If you do, it's extremely mild, that you're not exhibiting any of the typical concussion symptoms. So that's great. But we'll have to like rearrange some schedules. So that'll be fun. I also have to order today. And then my associate who can normally cover that position, she also has to order today. We had her start ordering yesterday, and it was just, we had to like instantly rearrange a ton of stuff, which is super fun. I love it. But I'm trying to see, I'm editing Vlogmas because I'm a few days behind. Good, they are done. I may download them, which is fabulous. So I'm gonna continue editing Vlogmas. I really like my poor painting is still standing against my closet door, and I need to get the projector out and project my image on there, so then I can start painting. Probably gonna do the background stuff first. I don't know. Oil's one of those things that I always have to have like multiple parts of the painting going because it stays wet for so long. I normally don't put the liquid in there, which is to help it fast drying. But I feel like for my base layers, I probably could, and then, but it still doesn't dry right away. The liquid will speed it up significantly, especially if you do half and half, but like I still have to like wait. I want to say the fastest it's ever dried is maybe 24 hours, but that's when it's warm and it's mild outside. Here at my house, it's been in the like upper 60s, low 70s, whereas like Santa Clarita has been like 80 degrees every day. Like, is it not December? What is happening? But I'm gonna continue editing Vlogmas, and hopefully, because I woke up so gosh dang early, that I'll do some paint. I'll sketch, which actually, before I let you go. So, I don't know if you could tell in any of the clips I've posted of me working on that canvas, but I have, like, to sketch it out, because I painted the background black, I have I don't even see the other one. I have like paint markers. I love this one. It is the Paper Studio. I think it's just a white acrylic marker, but I like it because it's not the shake paint markers. Although it's weird because this one, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this one says acrylic marker, but the newer version, well, acrylic is water-based, so maybe they are the same. That's for Martha that I gotta do her Christmas present. But I did buy some new supplies from work. As I throw one of them on the floor. So, oh yeah, they still say acrylic markers. That's good. They come in a 2-pack. My dad really likes these as well. So I bought this one, I think is dried out. Yeah, it's not even like really coloring on my hand, but like the tip is real. You can see where it kind of like clogged it with the oil paint. But that's the only bad thing about them not being shaky, is that there's nothing like push the paint forward or remix the paint. But they're $1.99. So I didn't even realize they actually probably should have been on sale. Are they on sale this week? Maybe not. I don't know. I picked up these. They are white china pencils. If you've ever been to a thrift store and bought anything that's glass, it's normally a china pencil that is written on there. So I'm actually kind of thinking this might work better. I can also sharpen these, so if they get clogged with any oil paint, I can just sharpen that off. And then I bought myself a new paint palette. This one has a lid. And does it come with more than one? I can't tell. I don't think so. But I've been wanting... Oh, it does! Excellent. I've been wanting a paint palette with a lid, and I actually usually just... It comes with 4 of these. Not the lids, though. It only comes with 1 lid. I think. No, it comes with 4 lids. Hell yeah. Excellent. Okay, cool. That actually makes the price so much more worth it. They were $3.49. And I was perfectly content with it just being for 1. So, but I usually will buy the Ferrero Rocher containers, and keep the little, like the little egg carton looking thing inside the Ferrero Rocher container, and then use that as a paint palette, because I like having the little pods to mix, especially when I'm dealing with skin tones, because, you know, I'll have like a base, like I'll have my black and my white and, you know, whatever brown I decide to use. but like I'll have like a billion variations of skin tone, or like I'll be like, okay, well, this is my base skin tone, so I'll fill that little pod completely with that skin tone. Perfect. And then just take scoops out of that and then put a little bit here, and then put a little bit more white for a lighter one, put it here, put a little bit more black, put it here, put a little, you know, red undertone, blue undertone, whatever it may be. So I'm actually very excited that this came with 4 lids and 4 little cheapy pod containers. That makes me super excited. I don't know why they came with the hangy thingy though. That seems a bit odd. I've already dented one in, but that's really exciting because oil paints are a pain to get out of these things, so I could technically just throw this away when I'm done, but I will absolutely wreck this thing by the time that painting is done, so that's actually really exciting. And then that means I could have one for skin tones, one for like all the blues and blacks and stuff I'm going to be using, so that actually makes me really happy. So that was my haul and work yesterday. So I'm gonna continue editing Vlogmas, and I will see you guys later. Okay, so I'm editing Vlogmas, right? Which that's nothing unusual, except I don't have anything for Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, because that's when we streamed Baldur's Gate. So you guys will get you guys would have gotten a Baldur's Gate kind of like a best moments of our streaming that day. And then I recorded 30 seconds for yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. So, Vlogmas real wonky. Vlogmas should be better now that we're out of crazy season. So, I'm gonna make myself some breakfast.